Good afternoon, it's me, that Tassie Wargamer, back again. Second video of the day. I've just made one video on my new purchase, which was some sharp practice tokens from Historic in the US. And this time I'm just going to talk about my endeavours to try to find a cheaper version of Army Painter Quickshade. The reason being is this tin here. Look, I really do like the Quickshade. I don't think I've ever used the dark tone. I've used the strong tone before. I'm currently using the soft tone, and recently I've realised I've been using the soft tone, and when I reflected back over some of my older figures where I'd use a strong tone, I realised that well, maybe I should keep using the strong tone, and I think some of the soft tone isn't coming out quite dark enough. I've still got about half a tin. When I was using the strong tone, I found I couldn't get to the bottom of the tin before it just dried out. I've only just cracked the lid. I always make sure I keep the lid on nice and tight. I've only just cracked it because rather than fiddling with it on camera, I'm going to do some work with it in a second. And I know from experience, from what I've read of old wargaming painting, is that a lot of the older players from 20, 30 years ago, they would varnish their figures with exactly varnish, a stained floor varnish, oil-based. So I popped into my local store to see if I could match the Quickshade. Well, actually, I wasn't hoping to match. I was just hoping to try something to see how it would look. But one of the reasons is this one here I bought for $40. Now if I was to buy it in Australia, it's about $55 for one tin. This one here, which is Cabot's stain varnish, that was $22. So for less than half the price, I'm getting the exact same size tin. The trick is now though is to see if they do match up, and to try to get that colour right of the Cabots. I might end up having to buy a couple to get it spot on. I've got the Cabot's catalogue, which I'm going to be able to show you in a second. What I was going to do quickly is I've got a lid here with some undulations on it, if you like, or some areas. So what I was going to do, just very quickly, to show you the difference between the Quickshade and the stain varnish, we're just going to have a quick look at how it goes on. I'm using I don't obviously normally use a cotton bud, but it's just easier when I'm on camera than trying to clean up my brushes. That's how it looks. And that's roughly how it should look. It should, the pigment should really drop in quite quickly when you are using this stuff. Because you do want it to settle in the crevices and not necessarily just be pooling on your miniature, on the flat surfaces of your miniature. When I was shaking, I shook these two up for exactly the same time for a couple of minutes, one in one hand, one in the other. So there should be no difference with a mix. This one definitely felt a little bit, more liquid, but it could just be that that's a new tin. That's sitting okay, but it's very black. So that really is going to be very, very darkly shaded. I can use this. I don't think I'm going to use this on miniatures because it will darken anything. Yes, I get most of that. Most of it goes into the crevices, but I will get that black tinting going across everything and really just dulling too much down. The pigment seems to go okay. It doesn't look as if it's not crusty. The pigment, I don't think is any large. It's no larger than the stuff we get in the Quickshade. So I really think it's just going to come down to trying to get that pigment colour right. So now this might be different for anyone in the US, UK. The one I just did, that one was for Cabots was black, and obviously it's a dark brown there, but it has come out almost black. So I'm going to be looking at something halfway. I was looking at cedar, possibly, to match up with the colours. But I'm thinking, now Jarrah is one that you're probably not going to get overseas because it's an Australian one. What I am thinking maybe is dark chocolate. There we go. I think if I was to get my soft shade, I'd be mixing dark chocolate. Maybe Brazilian roast. So I'd imagine they'd come in some similar colours. If I want to go very light, I could probably go acorn. Bear in mind, this one here is probably the lightest colour I've ever used, and I wouldn't want it any lighter. So the next time, I think when I go to the store, I'm going to ask for it to be tinted in dark chocolate. And see how it goes. It's going to cost me $22 instead of $40 odd. So even if I get the second one, I'm still with these 2 tins I bought, and if I never use the black one again, it'll still be under. But I am going to be using the black one. I will be using it on my World War II vehicles. I am going to give it a go on a mini, on a person, on a character. I am going to probably get one of my older Warhammer stuff, and I might make a direct comparison in the future. So I'll do it on camera, apply them to 2 identical figures, and let's see if they come up. I'm just thinking that the black's going to probably be a little bit too dark, but who knows? It could bring up some sort of new look that I'll be impressed with. I'm just going to do another quick video in a second, and that's going to be on some little cheap flowers that I bought at the local store, which I'm planning on using as cabbages. So that'll be my next video. Anyway, that's all for today. I'll give you a rundown later, an update later of how I'm going with replacing the army painter, because basically all it is a varnish and dip, varnish and colour. Now I'll let you go. That's all for now. Thanks very much. Bye.